tell me before you get too inside.
What's up, guys? This is Black Jet Zero coming to you from the absolutely sunny and beautiful beaches of Miami Beach, Florida, as you can see here. And, just a few skips away from Miami. And, it's been a while. I did promise I was going to do a few vlog episodes. Uh, I'm not going to lie, it's been a pretty crazy birthday week. Went down to Denver to head to the airport, but stayed with my friends for the night, and we went out, had some drinks, and made the cardinal mistake of mixing my drinks together. So when I boarded the plane, I'd say about an hour into the flight, I threw up in the bathroom, about 40,000 feet in the air, and then once I got to Florida, I pretty much passed out for the equivalent of 2 days. And right now, uh, we drove about 2.5 hours to Miami, and I gotta say the sun's coming in and out. The weather's really beautiful. I gotta say, cloudy but partly cloudy, and it definitely feels like about 75 degrees, 80. And like I said, I was going to tap into a few vlog episodes, and yeah, I wanted to talk today about self-confidence, trying to find, excuse me, that self-confidence, whether it's something that you have to learn or whether it's something that you're already born with and you just have to tap into it. But going into it, I always found that confidence is something that anybody can gain, and it's either already inside of you and you don't know how to tap into it yet, or it's something that you need to learn. In my case, it was something that I needed to learn because it didn't naturally come to me. But I eventually learned confidence to the point where now it comes naturally to me. So, in a way, the confidence that I learned feels like I've known it almost my entire life. And, a lot of times my confidence can be situational, but, there's times where you put up certain barriers as a defense mechanism when you're not comfortable around certain people. And just kind of speaking off how I learned my confidence was that I had to be able to accept certain flaws about myself. And one of the things I want to bring up is how to build your self confidence when you're somebody who is under 6 feet. And a lot of times it can be hard for someone who's under 6 feet to be confident. And you have guys that are 5'11", that are like, I'm just almost there, and women still won't give me a chance. Or they'll say, well, I'm 5'10", I'm 5'9", and it still doesn't matter. Well, this should be something that should help boost your confidence, and it's the fact that if you're 5'11", think about it. There's somebody out there who is 5'8", who wishes they were your height. And to the person who's complaining, who's 5'8", there's somebody who is complaining about wanting to be your height, who's 5'3". And that guy who's 5'3", there's somebody who is 5 foot, who's complaining about wanting to at least be 5'3". So somebody, not even just about height, but in general with life, just outside of life, whether you want to bring up the topic of height, whether you want to bring up the topic of income, looks, just different things of that nature, you have to realize that somebody is always going to have it better than you, or somebody's always going to have it worse than you. So, what you guys need to understand is that things in life are always going to be of benefit to you and detrimental to you. So, you always have to play with the cards that you're dealt with. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit here and bring up, oh, there's a limb lengthening surgery. You can gain an additional 2 to 6 inches. But to me, that's something that shouldn't even cross your mind. That's something that shouldn't even be of interest to you, because one, you're going to be paying about 120 to 150,000 dollars for the surgery, and I read an article about this, and it was telling me how there's a lot of tech workers who are getting into this type of surgery, and I guess that's something that uh, is starting to trend with a lot of tech workers. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's one of those things where they want to lengthen their limbs, increase their height with this surgery. And so you're going to be paying that amount of money. It's going to take about a year to rehab. You're going to have to learn to walk again. Um, it might compromise your athletic ability permanently in some aspects, whether it's, minimal or more significant. And then you have to also consider, say your significant other or a woman that you're interested in finds out that you went through limb lengthening surgery. She's going to sit there and go, well, damn, this guy's not even confident in himself that he had to sit here and go through this surgery. And like, yeah, you may have the confidence um, gaining those few inches or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, if you weren't already confident in yourself, if you were already very critical of yourself before the increase in height, chances are you're going to be critical of yourself after the height. And the thing is, confidence comes with so many things other than height. Because the thing is, you can sit here. There's guys who are 6'3". I have friends, and I know people who are, 6'4", guys that are 6'2", and they don't even know how to talk to a girl. So it's one thing to sit there and be tall, but a woman's not going to sit there and try to baby you and teach you how to get with her. And chances are, even if you do have the height and you're this guy who, simps and tries to conform to the woman, chances are she's going to be uninterested in you because you're changing things about yourself in order to win her approval rather than just saying, well, fuck it. You either take it or leave it. So that's something that you don't really want to consider. You want to consider working on all aspects of yourself in order to boost your confidence. So whether that's game, whether that's your fashion sense, whether that's speaking eloquently, um, and having a command of the English language, um, and just improving yourself in other aspects like your income, so saving your money, increasing your wealth, um, working out in the gym. There's just so many different things that you can do to increase your confidence, because height is just scratching the surface. It's just one of the few things. And yeah, women will sit here and say, oh, he has to at least be 6 feet, and that's just one of the things I'm really into. But the problem is not a majority of women think like that. Um, and even if they did, who cares? Like, my thing is, what people don't understand is I'm short myself, and I can sit here and comfortably say that I've dated a good amount of women. Like, if I were to die right now, I could be like, oh yeah, I definitely been with some women. So I'm not gonna sit here and complain about that at all. Like, I'm totally comfortable with you know where I stand basically. And of course, planes gonna come by again, and ATV, and just everything to interrupt the quality of the vlog. But I'm still gonna continue to talk. But yeah, basically, you want to elevate all aspects of your game, of your physique, of your charisma, reading body language. These are all things that you need to learn that you're just going to have all together and working in tandem in order to build your confidence. And one of the things that kind of helped me build my confidence, especially when it came to being short, is that, oh, we got a friend over here. Guess he was looking for me to give him some food. But anyways, one of the things that kind of helped me when it came to building my confidence was that I started getting a little cocky about it. I was just like, well, for the most part, I think I'm a really good looking dude. I got the physique. I'm talented when it comes to art, when it comes to, editing, having different sources of creative outlets, whether it's doing the podcast, whether it's vlogging. I think that when it comes to me personally, I have a lot of really great aspects about myself, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if I was 6'5", that would just be unfair to the rest of the world. So, hey, if I got to be 5'7" and have all the other traits that I have, I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. So you got to look at yourself in ways where you just got to be like, well, damn, if I was tall, it would just be unfair. Literally anything to. I mean, is an 18 wheeler coming? Is there gonna be is an Amtrak coming through the ocean? Like what? Anyways, so yeah, that's just kind of some of the techniques that I learned in boosting my confidence. And then you also want to be very okay with getting rejected. I remember there were 3 instances this year where I got rejected. And the first time, I was just like, damn, man, this really sucks. Like, I wasn't expecting this. There's really no other girls in the town I really want to talk to. Man, this sucks. Like, I don't know what to do now. Then, there was another girl. And in my mind, I was just like, well, she's just extremely pretty and she has a great personality. I'm going to go for it. And she's kind of giving me signals. So, screw it. I'll give it a try. So I gave it a try and got rejected again. And, this time it didn't hurt. It didn't really hurt that much because in my head I was just like, well, I already acknowledged the sting of the first rejection. So in that scenario, I was just kind of like, yeah, damn, this sucks, man. But hey, at least I kind of know what it already felt like. So it is what it is. And then the third time I got rejected, um, which was actually kind of a weird scenario. Like I said, women can be very fickle. So I was down in Denver, and I was out at this club, and I had gotten this girl's number, and she had given me her number. She gave me her number, and she was very. She seemed very about it. She was, touching me and whatever the case may be. And then I ended up leaving, and then I reached out to her, and then what do you know what happened? She leaves me on red, and then at that point, I'm kind of just like, well, damn. So I guess she wasn't really interested in me. But then at that point, I was just like, okay, it's just another L, whatever, whatever. So now I'm at the point where, hey, it's kind of like, it's almost like if I get that yes, hey, I might be a little bit surprised, uh, and it's not necessarily putting yourself down. That's not the way I look at it. The way I look at it is that you're so ready to not necessarily expect a no, but your body is already prepared to handle very well getting rejected, that it no longer phases you. So that every time you get told no, it's almost just like you're just asking a person a normal question, and no is just a normal response, and it has nothing to do with you personally. And then when you do get that yes, you're just like, oh, okay, okay. And the thing is, when you're so used to the rejection, you're not as thirsty anymore. So when you eventually do get that yes, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, okay, she said yes, so I mean, I'm not gonna rush into texting her. Like I'm kind of neutral about it. Like you're already so neutral with any reaction that when you eventually do get that yes, you know how to approach the situation carefully, and you can properly vet whether the girl is into you or not. And anyways, you should only be dealing with high interest women. You shouldn't be dealing with women that are showing medium interest. She's trying to make you chase. She's fickle with her decision making. You shouldn't be really dealing with things like that. So if there's a girl who's clearly interested in you, she's like touching, grabbing your phone, and clearly you can see in that situation, I still took the L, and it still didn't affect me because I was already conditioned to the point where any reaction or any response I'm given, it's just kind of monotone for me. It's very bland, and I'm just very okay about it. And then, you know, eventually I can maneuver through the situation carefully once I've vetted that she does have a genuine interest in me. And hey, sometimes you'll get a girl who is genuinely interested in you, and then she retracts it. You know, maybe another guy came into the picture. Maybe she decided she just wanted to stay single. There's just so many different factors. So never take it personally. And yeah, like I said, just focus on your fitness. Just focus on leveling up your charisma, your command of the English language, um, and eventually you'll build on your confidence. And like I said, competence leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence. So the more you accomplish, the more you're going to feel confident about yourself because of so many things that you can say you've done in your life. So, like I said, guys, just continue to improve on yourself. Never improve for a woman. Improve for yourself, and as a result, the women will come to you. So you don't want to sit here and dye your hair blonde, work a job that you hate, wear a certain style of clothes that you don't normally wear just because you know a certain type of woman you're into is into that kind of stuff. It's just never going to work out, and she's going to see right through it. She's going to see that, hey, I can get this guy to do whatever I want, so hey, maybe I can just use him for a few dinner dates, or I know I got him around the palm of my hand. He's basically weak, and you know, women typically want a guy who can rebel a little bit. So, yeah, that's kind of all I got right now in terms of just some quick tips to, help boost your confidence. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna head out of here, enjoy the weather a little bit more, and maybe dip my feet in the water, maybe take a little bit of a swim. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
No one cares how you feeling. Time